Hey everyone, here at Vistek we are super excited to have in stock the brand new Rotolight NEO II light system. It is pound for pound probably the brightest and most multifunctional light system available on the market. If you are, for example, a photographer, a videographer, or you do a little bit of both, you're going to be hard pressed to find a light that does what the NEO II can do. And the light comes as an individual fixture, but also comes as a 3-light kit, which we also offer in our rental program. So what I want to do today is take you through that 3-light kit, show you what you'll find inside the kit, how to set it up, and some of the basic functionalities of the light. In subsequent videos, we're going to cover the high-speed sync flash capabilities of the NEO II, as well as some of the creative lighting features that the NEO II has. But we'll cover that later. Right now, let's dig into the crate and see what we have. So the 3-light kit comes with this great carry-on size flight case that's got rollers and an extension handle. When we open it up, you're going to see it's got really well laid out components. We've got the NEO's 3 lights here. You can see how small they are. They're tiny, but they give such a massive light output. Now the lights themselves can be powered 2 ways. One is through 6 AA batteries, and that will give you about an hour and a half at full capacity. Or you can power by AC, and so you've got your power packs here and some extension cables that are available up here. And then as well, you've got some ball heads that are 1/4-20 mount or hot shoe mount ball heads, so you can put on the top of your camera, or you can put it on a stand. And finally, it comes with 2 other things. Obviously, it's going to come with some stands that are nice and compact. And then the basic kit will come with a standard gel kit, gel and diffusion kit, but you can buy extra the add-on color effects pack. And in our rental one, we include the color effects pack with it. So let me set this up and show you how the light components work, and we'll go from there. All right, like with any light, we are going to start logically with the stand. And we'll give it a nice wide base, and then always start with the top riser first. And we'll do that. We'll get that here. Now it's got a 1/4-20 pin on it here, and as you can see, that would give you the ability to take the NEO and place it directly onto the 1/4-20, but it would eliminate any ability to tilt the light or manipulate it in any sort of special way. So that's why the kit does come with the ball heads that are both hot shoe or cold shoe adaptable, as well as having a 1/4-20 base. So you'll put this guy on first, spin that on, make sure it's nice and snug, like that. And then you're going to take your NEO and spin that on like that. Get that nice and snug. And now we've got this amazing ability to fully manipulate the light in any direction that we want. So we are not going to use battery power today. What we are going to do today is we are going to use our AC power. So I'm going to go into the kit and pull out our power packs. And I'll just pull one out here. And it comes in 2 components. First, we have to take out what I call the ballast. Okay. So we'll have to get the power cable there, the AC cable, which we have in here. And okay, plug that in there. And let's go up to the light. On the back, you're going to find 2 ports. This is your flash port, but here is your AC port. So we are going to plug into there, and then we will give it a little spin towards you so you can see the light go on when I get it plugged in. And I'm just going to go and plug it in to our power source. All right, so I have it plugged in, and I'm just going to spark the light with that little button, and you can see the light turn on. This is at its lowest power output, but you can see it's bicolor. It's both a tungsten and a daylight light, and so we can change that color temperature. Right now we are at a kind of a tungsten setting. Here's our 3200, and now I'm going to move up into our daylight, which is about 5600 Kelvin. To access the menu, what we're going to do is we're going to take our both fingers on both buttons and press them simultaneously. That will get you into the menu function. It immediately draws you into the flash setting. So this is where if you don't have an HS Sky port and you have another third-party transmitter, this is where you can make your settings or when you're directly linked into the PC sync port. Then I can go to trigger mode, and trigger is where you're going to highlight where you want to select your Skyport, if you are indeed using a Skyport transmitter. I'm going to back out of that, and I'm going to keep going along. And this is your display brightness. So if you want to conserve battery power, if you're running off the AA's, you can reduce the brightness of the display here, or if you have the light next to something that might be causing a bit of a red cast. Moving on, I can go into fade, and fade is a really cool feature that allows the light to fade up and fade down from 1 to 12 increments on command, on trigger. So if you're going to light an interview and you want the interview lights to just kind of fade up or fade down, you'll be able to do that with this function. And then here's where we find our special effects that is full of a ton of brand new creative lighting effects, which we'll go into in a separate video. It's quite of a deep menu. Then we have our FDIM, which is kind of a cool feature that allows you to set your aperture and your ISO on your camera, and then it will, by inputting the distance the lamp is in feet from your subject, it will give you your perfect exposure. So it's a way to really control it down to a mathematical science. It's a really cool feature. And then the last item on the menu is the tech, and this just gives you some information about your lamp. So if I go into it, first thing up is our voltage, which I'm running AC in here, so we're running 15.3 volts in. If you're running battery power, it will let you know as your battery voltage drops, and then it will give you a little warning at the bottom corner that tells you that your battery is low. If I back out of this, we now have Cal, and Cal stands for calibration, and it's actually a really cool feature that allows you to expand the color temperature range of the lamp. And so you can tweak the tungsten channel, and you can tweak the daylight channel, or the blue and the yellow channel effectively, to give you a greater blue cast or a greater tungsten cast. And you can do that through the calibration. Then you have your internal operating temperature, and then you have your version for firmware, which gives you your most recent firmware. And finally, your serial number is now embedded in here as well. So backing out, that's basically it. And then to get back out of that, you just double press, and here we are back in our major mode. So where I can again control from the right channel my color temperature, and my left channel my brightness. So that's basically it. I'm just going to show you a quick demonstration of using all three lights to light a quick scene. So we're going to turn our lights off here and just light this with these three lights, just to show you the capability of this light. So first up, here's a super simple lighting setup that you can do with the Neo II 3-light kit, and it's just a classic 3-point lighting. Up here to my left and camera right, I've got our key light, which I've actually put in some supplied 216 diffusion. That's heavy diffusion. That will just soften out the shadows a little bit for the key. Behind me, way up high on our 4-riser stand that comes with the kit, I have another light that's giving me my hair light and a little bit of a rim on my shoulders to separate me out. And then finally, right behind me, I have another one just pointing at our gray seamless here, dimmed down a little bit. Now I have bounced some of the light back into my shadow side, and I've done that with some polystyrene boards that we have here at the studio, but you don't have to carry around big pieces of styrofoam. You can actually just take a flex fill, super inexpensive, they fit in a backpack, and pop it up, and you can return a bunch of that key light back into your fill. So that's pretty simple. This is all it takes, and you can set this up pretty much in any little closet. You can see we're not in a very big room, but the versatility of these lights are incredible. I'm going to show you one other little modifier that you can do with this just to change it up a little bit. All right, what you see here is just a variation on the 3-point lighting sample that I just showed you, but I've changed a few things up and I've made it a little bit more dramatic, very easily and very simply. First thing I did is I put a teal blue gel that comes with the special effects gel kit that you can buy separately, and that's just going on to our backdrop here. But I've also softened up the key, and one of the great things about this system is that there's a bunch of accessories that are fairly inexpensive that you can buy in addition, and you can buy barn doors that would allow you to shape the light and add larger gels to the Neos, but you can also get a softbox that's made by Chimera, and that will help to soften your key light. And one of the ways that you can soften a key light, of course, is by increasing its surface area. Now, we don't have a softbox here, so if you have a flex fill, if you have a bed sheet, if you have foam core, or if you have, like us, some polyboard here in the studio, you can bounce light onto that reflective surface. And that's a great way of softening up your key light. So what I've done here is I have a Neo that's on full power, and it's just raking into this polyboard, trying to illuminate as much of the polyboard as possible. The second thing is I have a light, again, way up high that is acting both as a rim light, but is pointed directly to the polyboard, so we're getting some return from that as well. So the key light that you see on my face is 100% bounced light, but it allows that surface area to kind of fill up my face a little bit more and give you a nice soft key. We haven't added any fill light, so we've got a really nice sort of dark fill side at high contrast ratio. So that's pretty much it. There's a lot of versatility in this light, and you can do a million variations with it. It's super transportable, so it's great for being on location, being able to do a lot of really great creative things on location. If you're interested in how the flash and the high-speed sync system works, then there's a link below to that video, as well as the special effects settings. We've got a separate video for that as well, and you'll find that also in the description below. So thanks so much for watching. Have fun and happy shooting.